sp2 halogen bonds and sp3 halogen bond. In sp3 halogen bond, what we discussed was simple haloalkene. That is from a normal single bonded alkanes. If you substitute hydrogen with a halogen, what you get is haloalkene. Then where we discussed about primary, secondary and tertiary based on the number of alkyl groups attached to the carbon with halogen bond. Then we discussed the second type of examples called allelic halides. So allelic position generally mean a carbon which is adjacent to a double bonded carbon. So if a halogen is added to a carbon adjacent to a double bonded carbon, that is allelic halide. If the carbon is next to a benzene group, then we call it as benzylic halides. Then we move to the carbon sp2 halogen bond, where the basic examples was haloarene, that is any derivative of aromatic compound with halogen, that is what haloarenes. Then we also discussed about vinylic halides, where the halogen is directly bonded to a double bonded carbon. We started the nomenclature, both the IUPAC and common name for the simple compounds. Now we gotta discuss the continue the IUPAC naming for compound containing more than one halogen. So here basically we gonna discuss about nomenclature of our dihaloid compounds. So here you can see both of them are isomers. The compound 1 and 2, both of them are isomers. The formula is C2H4Cl2. For both the compound 1 and 2, the formula is C2H4Cl2. 2 carbon atom, 4 hydrogen and 2 chlorine atom. But the difference is that in the first example, both the chlorine is attached to the same carbon atom. Sorry? This one? So in the first example, both the chlorine is attached to the same carbon, and in the second example, chlorine is attached to different carbon atoms. So you can see one chlorine with one carbon atom and another chlorine on the next carbon atom. So even though they have got same molecular formula, the identities of the compound is different. That means they are isomers. So they should be differentiated in naming. So there are common name system and IUPAC names. IUPAC name system, the rule is same for any type of compound. You don't, the rule will not change. The rule will be same for all the type of compound, but common naming system here you can see, if both the chlorine is on the same carbon atom, then the name was given as ethylidene chloride. That means it's also known as gem dihalide. Geminal position or geminal halides mean if both the halogen on the same carbon atom, then we call it as geminal halides. If they are on the different carbon atom, then we call it as vicinal halide, which is represented VIC. So you can see dihalo compounds having same type of halogen atom is classified as geminal halides and vicinal halides. Geminal mean halogen atoms are present on the same carbon atom. Both the halogen attach the same carbon. But vicinal mean halogen atoms are present on the adjacent carbon atoms. Sorry? Full thing is underlined. So in common naming system, geminal dihalides are alkylidenes and vicinal dihalides are alkylene dihalides. So alkylidene mean it's an ethylene compound, that's why it is ethylidene and ethylene dichloride. So if it was a propane, then it will be propylidene chloride and propylene dichloride, like that it will become. So generally alkylidene and alkylene dihalides. For IUPAC, the rule is same. It's not changing. You have to number and you have to write the position of the halogen. So you can see 1,1-dichloroethane and 1,2-dichloroethane. So basically the position of halogen is changing. That's why rest everything is same. Only the position of halogen is different here.
Ma'am, could you show the last slide for a minute?
The previous one?
Yes, ma'am. For the second.
Done?
All right. Yes, ma'am. Done. Thank you, ma'am.
So this geminal and vicinal word is that thing is very important because in the exam the question can be like specified things. Geminal dihalide of a particular compound or it's in vicinal position. So vicinal means two functional group. Here we are talking about halogen. That's why we call it as vicinal dihalide. It could be alcoholic group also can be there in the adjacent position. Any other functional group. So vicinal position mean functional groups adjacent on the adjacent carbon atom. Geminal mean functional group attached to the same carbon atom. Both the halogen on the same. That's why geminal halide and vicinal halide. And the naming in common, like their names in common naming system is also different. If it is a geminal dihalide, we call it as alkylidene. Alkylidene mean whatever the see here it was a 2 carbon, that's why it's become ethylidene. If it was a propane chain, then it will become propylidene. Like that. That's why generally alkylidene, yes. And if it's a vicinal dihalide, then it name common name will be alkylene dihalide. So it's a 2 carbon, that's why it become ethylene dichloride.
Ma'am, these are also haloalkanes.
These are also haloalkane. Haloalkane, minimum one hydrogen should be replaced with halogen. Here, 2 hydrogen is replaced with halogen. That is the only difference.
Okay, ma'am.
You can have more. If all the hydrogen is replaced with halogen, that is also. These kind of compounds we discussed last year. In alkene also, in alkane also. Yeah. Then only draw the structural formula of both the compound, write the common name and then IUPAC name. Then only you can differentiate. So let me show you another example. CH3, CHCl, CH2Cl. What will be its name in common naming system and in IUPAC naming system? First, identify whether it's a geminal or vicinal dihalide. It's vicinal on adjacent carbon atom. If it's a vicinal dihalide, then what is the common name? Alkylene dihalide. So which is the alkyl? Prop. So propylene dichloride. Propylene dichloride. And how you will write the name in IUPAC system? You should start the numbering from here. 1, 2. Propane. 1, 2 dichloropropane. If the same compound was like this, CH3, CH2, CH, Cl2, then how the name will be changing? CH3, CH2, CH, Cl2. Propylidene chloride and IUPAC name will be 1-chloropropane. Because you need to start the numbering in this way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1 dichloro. It should be because both the chlorine is on the same carbon atom. So it will be 1, 1 dichloropropane. 1 dichloropropane or propylidene chloride. So in this slide, basically you need to be comfortable in differentiating what are geminal and vicinal dihalide. Yes, Johan.
So for that one, it's 1, 2, dichloropropanol.
Yeah, 1, 2. This one is 1, 2 dichloropropane, IUPAC name. What will be the common name? Propylene dichloride. Very good. Clear?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, what's the difference between ethylidene and ethylene?
Ethylidene is because it's a dihalide. You will use the word ethylidene only when it's a dihalide, that is also geminal position.
Okay, ma'am.
Two carbon dihalide where both the halide groups are on the same carbon. Okay. Now let's go to the naming. So we were basically looking for the name or nomenclature. Yeah. What do you want? Okay. So IUPAC, whether it's a geminal or vicinal, it will be always dihaloalkane, dichloropropane or dichloroethane, whatever it is, it's dichloroalkane, but you have to specify the position, 1, 1 or 1, 2 like that, or 2, 3 like that, you have to specify the position. Next is aryl halides. Then in aryl halide, you know that in common naming system we used to have ortho, meta and para position. And otherwise, in IUPAC you are just using the numbering method. So that is there not much to discuss in aryl halide. So if you have only one halogen, bromine or chlorine or whatever, then you don't have to specify the number or the position. It will be simply bromobenzene. Whether in a common name system or in IUPAC name system, simply bromobenzene is a benzene ring with bromine attached to any carbon because all the carbons are equivalent. So bromine is here, or if you draw the bromobenzene in this way, it's correct. Or if you draw the bromobenzene in this way, it is correct because it's just like one bromine atom attached to one of the carbon in benzene ring. So generally in a common naming system or in IUPAC naming system, if it's only one halogen, you don't have to specify the position because all the positions are equivalent. So you can simply write bromobenzene or chlorobenzene, iodobenzene like that, and you can show those halogen at any carbon atom in the benzene ring. But if it's more than one halogen present in the same benzene ring, then you have to do the numbering or use the word meta or ortho or para like that. Okay, so that I can show you clearly here. If you have one bromine here and another bromine here, in the second example, one bromine here and another one here. The third example, one bromine here and so how you going to differentiate these three molecules which I have drawn for the derivative of benzene with two bromine attached? They got same molecular formula, only the position of the bromine is different. So what will be the first? 1, 2, if you number them as 1, 2, 3, what will be the name of compound 1? Common name and IUPAC. First example, what is the common name? Two bromine are there, right? Two bromine mean it's a dibromobenzene. But all the compound 1, 2, 3, all of them are dibromobenzene. There are two bromine in the benzene, but they are different, right? The position of the bromine is different, right? So that means you have to differentiate. All of them are dibromobenzene. So in order to differentiate the position, in common naming system, if both of them are in the adjacent position, we write ortho. They are ortho dibromobenzene. That means two bromine which is in the adjacent carbon atom. That's what ortho dibromobenzene. And if it is 1 and 3, we call it as meta. If they are parallel opposite 1 and 4, then it is para position. So it first one will be ortho dibromobenzene, second one meta dibromobenzene, and the last one para dibromobenzene. So all of them are dibromobenzene. Only difference is there in the position of bromine attached. If they are in the 1 and 2 position, 1, 2 position, it is ortho, 1, 3 position meta, and 1, 4 position para. So 1, 2 mean that is the IUPAC naming system, 1, 2 dibromobenzene, and in common same system it is ortho dibromobenzene. If it's a 1, 3 dibromobenzene, that is IUPAC name, the same compound is known as meta dibromobenzene in common naming. So only different in IUPAC we are using the numbers, and in common naming system ortho, meta and para for the dihalo compounds. So please do both 3 of them separately and show rather than showing only one. So we started with monohalo compounds, where if there is only one halogen, the name in common name and IUPAC is same. Bromobenzene, chlorobenzene, iodobenzene. When there is only one halogen, there is no doubt, no confusion, both the common name and IUPAC system is same. But when it is a dihalo compound, that is 2 halogens on benzene ring, then it can be of 3 different isomers, ortho, meta and para in common naming system. Or if it's IUPAC, it will be 1, 2, 1, 3 and 1, 4. Which one? And that I did discuss. That is trihalo compound. We are in dihalo compound now. 2 halogen. Third one I didn't discuss. Yeah. When it's a dihalo benzenes, you have to look into the position of halogens, whether it's a 1, 2, 1, 3 or 1, 4. Can we have halogens on the same carbon atom here in the benzene? Is it possible? Like something like this? Is something like this is possible, both bromine I'll draw it again. Yeah, you have a benzene with both bromine on the same carbon atom. Is something a common like this possible? Because there is only one hydrogen in carbon. So you can replace only that hydrogen. So at a time, one carbon can bonded to one bromine. So these kind of compounds are not possible for aryl compounds. Okay, so that is not possible. That's why we are not discussing about geminal kind of compounds in aromatics compound, because that's not possible. So we discussed about monohalo compounds and dihaloarenes. Monohaloarenes and dihaloarenes. Mono, it's easy because you don't have to mention the position or the common naming system. It's just like chlorobenzene, iodobenzene, bromobenzene, like that. But when it is dihalo compounds, then you have to specify either the common name, that is ortho, para or meta. Then you can have 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3 and 1, 4 in IUPAC naming.
What is the SY?
Hmm?
SY.
I'm coming. We have discussed only first and second type. That is monohalo and dihalo. Third one is trihalo compounds. SYMS means symmetrical actually. So I hope you're drawn ortho, para and meta, right? Third example, what you can see over here, it's an example of a trihalo, 3 halogen on a same benzene ring, and there is only one type of representation possible. You can't have ortho, meta, para like that we had for di. So in tri, there is only one isomer possible, because wherever you try to put them, it will be like this. Mostly. You can have them in 1, 2, 3 position, but because of the steric hindrance, that is not possible. So this is symmetrical. SYM means, because if you divide the compound, both the area is exactly matching. That's why it's known as symmetrical, tribromobenzene. Or it's also known as 135 tribromo in IUPAC name system, because when you start numbering, you can see that on the first carbon, third carbon, and on the fifth carbon, you have bromine.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can't we place the I mean,
Sorry?
1 second, ma'am. 1 second.
SYM stands for
Yes, Siddharth.
ma'am. SYM stands for
Symmetrical.
Ma'am,
Yes.
for the third structure, can't we place the bromine like together, like adjacent to each other?
That's what I said. You can have it in 1, 2, 3, but that is very rare. You can have it. There's no issues. 1, 2, 3. Then it will be 1, 2, 3 tribromobenzene. You can have it, but less possibility of them, because you know that halogens are electronegative, and being them together, they have a repulsive force for them. So that kind of compounds are less stable, and you won't find them more easily like a 135 tribromobenzene. You can have it.
So what will be
But there
the
is no
common name
common name for that particular compound.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
The reason is because they are not commonly available.
Can you explain why sin is used in order as well?
It's symmetrical. If you divide the compound, no,
This one.
it's,
Okay. So even in both bromo.
or you try to draw it in this way. These compound, like you started from here, bromine, then it's bromine, bromine. Again, it becomes symmetrical. Like but you have to start from here, the numbering, like 1, 2, 3. But again, it will become 1, 3, 5 only. So that's what it's in the alternative position.
You have to start at that.
Yeah, you have to start in such a way that minimum numbers is available for substituents. So if you have a compound like this, where you have 3 halogens attached to the benzene, no need to start the numbering from here, because there is no substituent only. So start from here, so that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that minimum values are possible for these halogens. If you start from the other way, then the halogens are getting more than these values. Okay. That is what your discrimination in IUPAC system, like numbering. The main importance of haloalkenes or haloarenes compared to alkanes is that hydrocarbons are usually less reactive. That we discussed last year. We don't learn much of the reactions in hydrocarbon, because in hydrocarbon it was carbon-carbon single bond or a double bond or a triple bond, and then you have carbon-hydrogen bonds. These are the two types of bond. The bonding between carbons and bonding between carbon and hydrogen is present in hydrocarbon. And we know that carbon-carbon bonds are non-polar because the bond is formed between the identical atom. And carbon hydrogen bonds are also almost like non-polar, because electronegativity of carbon and hydrogen was almost identical. So because of this reason, hydrocarbons was less reactive. Very less reaction you will learn in all of them: alkane, alkene and alkyne. Among this alkane and alkene, you will get much more reaction, because here it's only single bond and it was almost like non-polar, in a non-polar state. But when you come to a carbon halogen bond, carbon chlorine or carbon bromine bond, here you can see that chlorine is comparatively more reactive than carbon. So there is a clear charge separation possible for positive charge on the carbon atom and the negative charge on the chlorine atom. So that means these kind of bonds are polarized. That means there is polarity because of the difference in the electronegativity of halogen and carbon, because we know that halogens are more electronegative than that of carbon. Because of this, you can see that there are many reactions possible for haloalkanes and haloarenes, because the bond is polarized. What is the advantage of being polarized? How it increases the reactivity of a compound? What is the advantage of being polarized so that it will be more reactive? That means attack from a nucleophile and electrophile.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if there is charge already to attract a nucleophile or an electrophile, right? So charged bonds, the bonds which is polarized, can attract an electrophile or a nucleophile, so that it will be more reactive. If it's a neutral bond, and if a nucleophile is coming, electrophile is coming, the bond is not attracting them because there is no charge. So that means those kind of compounds will be less reactive. That is why hydrocarbons are, among all the organic compounds, hydrocarbons are least reactive, because for them the bonds are non-polarized. And halogen carbon bonds are polarized, because of which haloalkanes and haloarenes are more reactive than hydrocarbons. Anyway, we'll continue discussing this reactivity. It's a very, very important thing, because this is what lead to the chemical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So we'll continue this one, don't worry. So last period test, ready?
Thank you, ma'am.